0.
Good morning, Past Bing. In yesterday's video, you talked a lot about feeling like you didn't quite have enough time and feeling like you're always on the verge of being overwhelmed or feeling like you've forgotten something, you've missed something, you've made a mistake that you're not aware of. And I know that feeling all too well. It's something that I've dealt with for what feels like most of my life. And I'm not going to stand here and tell you that I've fixed it or that I've solved it or that I've worked things out, but I do feel like I've made improvements in that respect. One of the big changes that needed to happen, one of the things that needed to give way was your academic day job. And I have a lot of mixed feelings about leaving. I'm still kind of processing it all. And I think I'm going to miss it for a long time. I think I'm going to feel for a while that I am untethered in some way, that I don't have stability or security. And I'm sure there will be real world hardships and things that I need to overcome in the next year as a result of that. But in practical terms, I went from having at least 3 jobs to having like 2. One and a half, maybe. Continuing on in the way that I was, that you are, even without travel, even without social engagements, was unsustainable. And when I closed the door on that portion of my life, I felt a significant weight lifted from my shoulders. I had been stressed for a long time and taxed in very subtle but very significant ways for a very long time. And even if there are going to be new problems and new stressors, without that, I feel there is room to manage things better. There is time that wasn't there before. So yeah, I feel at the moment like I'm organizing things a little bit better. I'm not forgetting things. I'm not neglecting pieces of admin and life stuff that I don't want to do. I'm getting it done. I'm keeping a better calendar. I'm keeping a better sleep schedule. For the last couple of weeks, I haven't looked after myself a huge amount, but I'm getting back on track. Today, I'm going to go run a couple of errands. I am going to take this dinky little thing along with me, this tiny little CCTV lens, and we're going to see what we see. And then later, I'm going to go help Matt do whatever it is he's doing in his garden.
I wonder, is it worth living now? They told me dreams come true once you live it out. I picked up pieces from my childhood in a broken house and heal my soul from the trauma we've been given now. I hear the whispers in the wind under smoky clouds and tell myself once again, I'ma work it out. So much shit can happen, yo, it got me tripping now. Yeah, it's feeling different now.
I've experimented unsuccessfully with time travel. And I know we deal in metaphor a lot here, but I mean like actual time travel. I have experimented with it. I've run various tests. I have built machines. And as a result, I've learned a lot about time. I've never been able to change it, right? My mistakes are my mistakes. My failings are my failings. And I can't get away from them. And you can't make time. It's not a commodity that can be generated, at least not in any of the ways that I have tried. It can't be stretched and made into more than it is, and it cannot be shrunk into less than it is. If you try to do that, if you try to make extreme changes to mess with these rules, best case scenario, you're alone and unfulfilled and tormented. Worst case, you explode, you die, you become scattered across time. And that's not really a scenario that I'm happy with. Your perception of time, on the other hand, that can change a great deal. Like the difference between loneliness and solitude, being stressed and being excited. Very similar states of being, but creating very different meanings within our lives. I recently finished reading A Stranger in the Woods by Michael Finkel, the extraordinary true story of Christopher Knight, who spent 27 years living in the wilderness in Maine without human contact, without even lighting a fire for fear of being found. As you can imagine, it's filled with a lot of prosaic wondering about the nature of loneliness and solitude and time and growth. Detached from society and isolated in his camp, Knight stopped thinking about time the way that we do. He's quoted as saying, "Years were meaningless. I measured time by the season and moon. The moon was the minute hand, the seasons the hour hand." It's an extreme example, I grant you that, but in all my years of experimenting, I've come to the conclusion that the only way to truly change time is to change ourselves. The hours in a day, the days in a week, in a month, the speediness or slowness of the passing of time have everything to do with where you are and what you are doing and who you are with. Choosing to be around people or seeking solitude, the difference between being forced into isolation, as we all were, and choosing a life of solitude like Christopher Knight, that difference fundamentally alters how time works for you. If we can tap into that, we can time travel. I'm happy enough as I am with my failed experiments, and I feel as if in the last couple of weeks a shift has occurred within me. Time doesn't feel like it's something I'm losing or forgetting or that is passing me by. It feels as if there is enough. Nothing external has changed, only my approach. My advice to you, Past Bing, although I don't think you're going to follow it, is to change your approach. Otherwise, you're going to dig yourself a very deep hole. See what I did there? Because there's holes. We're going to go dig some holes in Matt's garden now.
Hello.
I'm here. Put me to work.
Christoph.
Hello.
Hello, do digs.
I do dig. I come dig.
Digging done.
I
Lift.
do lift. Even better.
Well, actually, there's a small hole in it. Yeah.
I can do that. Look at this hole. This is going to be a good hole.
That is an integral hole. That is an important hole.
On the hole. Full of bricks. This is my hole.
Can you compare it to my hole?
This is a hole Matt dug. It's
Better?
mine has
No, yours is, we say is rustic.
mine is yeah.
Yours is charm. It's rustic.
Mine
It's
is
quaint.
yes, mine's
Cozy.
artisanal. Ooh, you've got little knee pads. Show the camera the lovely little knee pads. Look at these.
They're pink.
They're fantastic. Yeah. Who says you can't look stylish when you're building? Can I do one?
Of course you can.
Yay!
Yeah!
This is Matt's scale model of what it's going to be,
Roughly.
and this is what we have so far. What do you reckon? June? July?
We'll go with the roadmap. It's okay.
Really on our own now. These them winter schemes, plotting for better dreams, cooking flows and melodies for OGs with felonies who've been locked since the 70s. You gotta pray for enemies with jealousy. They only feed off the